The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 429, Nasdaq up 205, S&P's up 52, gold contract up 960, trading 1952. You got silver up 8 cents, $27.08 an ounce. Light sweet crude up 56 cents, $37.32 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year right now up one tick, 139.14. The 30 is up 4 at 176.13. And King Dollar, once again, folks, just can't hold price. Down 206, 93.240. The euro is at 118. The yen is at 106, and the British pound is at 130 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
There's a lot going on, man. Almost the reverse of yesterday because all the stocks are up, so everything's fine. We're all cool. Back to normal.
All's fine, folks, except the bottom line is that the Nasdaq can't even get over the bounce that we did have yesterday. So the NQs out here, this is going to get interesting. 11,393 was the bounce yesterday, and the bottom line, we're at 11,271. So
there we go.
Yeah, it's well, we'll see where this baby's going to shake out. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks of TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And, folks, if you want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, great program. If you haven't test-driven yet the Thinkorswim platform, real easy to do. Jump on our website at TFNN. Well, you're on the website at TFNN. Just hit the banner, bring it up. Bottom line, great trading platform. And, you know, Tom, even in your newsletter, I was watching your videos, how you're putting on the iron condors. It's pretty cool watching that software, how it basically not does it for you, but understanding it, how you can get in the middle of a four-legged trade and, you know, bottom line, get it executed.
Firing up those four-legged trades, use that control key, man, set them all up. You're golden. There you go.
No doubt. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. I am so proud, Tommy. Listen to you. You've got the same sickness that we all have. Now, welcome to the dark side, Tommy.
Gotta love it, man. Let's go.
It's a beautiful thing.
You know, there's always an opinion. When you're trading options, you always have an opinion. Could be bullish, could be bearish, could be neutral. There's a strategy for every single opinion.
There's no doubt.
That's why I love him, man. Exactly.
And
yep.
What happens here, I mean, particularly because I'm a directional trader, the cool thing is that you have the opinion, but even if you are a directional trader, the bottom line is that you bring in your probability much higher and your risk lower when you're basically putting on strategies that you teach every day, Kevin. You know?
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And you control your risk.
Bill, that's the biggest one.
Much more than trading derivatives, you know, underlyings or, you know, futures is an underlying, right? Stocks are an underlying. Trading those are just simply more risky than trading options as long as you understand and use the education to understand options. Used poorly, options can give you a fair amount of risk. Used wisely, they greatly diminish the overall risk.
No doubt. Listen, man, I can't wait for another couple months. Sorry, Tom, just to see where, you know, the guy from SoftBank, where this thing turned out, man. You know, I really can't.
Well, I was going to mention the implied volatility, Kevin. You talk about it all the time because that's, you know, as explained to my fiance yesterday, saying, you know, listen, you know, you can be right. You can be right and say the stock's going to be bearish, but if you're paying, you know, to the tune of a 10% implied volatility and the stock moves 10%, you didn't even make any money. I'm taking a look at, and I love the one-day expected move on the Thinkorswim platform, let alone, you know, the implied volatility that they list on every contract. But like GameStop, they got their numbers with earnings tonight, and they have $1.73 right now it's showing, and the stock's only at $7.50. So it's like a 20% move that the stock is pricing in.
Yeah. You look at that number, Tommy, sometimes you're like, oh, only $1.70 move. Well, or $1 some move. on a small stock like that, that percentage is massive.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to look at it for the big numbers. Sometimes you got to look at it as a percentage when you're talking about smaller names. And sometimes the sneaky greater place to get return is in those smaller price names because the percentages are so large.
Huge.
Yeah. And you know, it's so cool you just said that, because what does happen, I would say a lot of traders aren't paying attention to that. They're paying attention to, $1.29 instead of what that percentage is of the move. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
Exactly, because you could do a lot more, right, than a one lot or a two lot, like you would trade Amazon or Google or some of these higher price stocks. This one you can trade a lot more, and the percentage, the percentages that you're playing are actually much bigger numbers.
Sure. Yeah. You know, so as we're kicking into the fall here, Kevin, right? You know, the bottom line is that, we had a couple heavy days of volatility, no doubt about that. It doesn't look to me like it's going to stop overnight. What are we going to be looking for? Well, we know we get the election in November. So bottom line is that I'd say that we get 8 weeks of basically uncertainty, probably, right?
Right. You still got COVID news. You still got election news. You've still got, remember, Thursday and Friday we're going to get PPI and CPI. A month ago, those numbers were hot in terms of inflation when they came out.
Yes.
So that gives a little added attention to those numbers tomorrow and Friday. So we have to look at those. And then we're getting late in earnings season. There's still a couple big names out there. I think Kroger, we're going to cover Kroger today on the show. And that, with Warren Buffett's involvement in Kroger and how they're changing their business, to the new economy, it'll be interesting to see what Kroger does. So we're going to trade, all those today. I think, the whole, think about this. You've got a stock right now like Nikola, right? And Nikola is a really interesting stock because if you think that this is the next Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? This stock, Nikola, trades for a fraction of what Tesla did, even though, and that deal with GM yesterday puts them on the map, frankly.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you should buy it because they still have a lot of things they have to do. The stock is down a little bit today after being up massively yesterday. But, that's an interesting stock that everyone should watch. This Trevor Milton guy he's another great inventor in our generation. So, we'll see how the overall, these guys are changing the car business forever.
Yes,
definitely.
It's going to be pretty interesting.
And, Kevin, with that deal with Nikola, it had GM, in kind. It was like, it's not explained yet exactly what the investment was. So it'd be intriguing to see what is the in-kind investment, right?
Give and take. Yeah.
We'd all love GM investing in us, that's for sure.
And if you're GM and you're smart, you allow Nikola to transform your company.
Yes.
Into the new type of automobile.
Yeah, no doubt.
They would love to trade on a Tesla multiple, right?
Oh, my God.
Exactly.
Seriously. Folks, 45 minutes from now, outstanding program. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the program.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
Kevin.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow at 416. Nasdaq's up 195. S&Ps are up 49. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 467. You get the NASDAQ up 196. S&Ps are up 54. Let's go to Mark in Fort Collins, Tom. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Mitch, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Yourself?
Morning, Mark.
Doing great.
Good.
Hey, so I'm looking at 30-minute charts of most of the major ETFs, like the Qs or the SPYs.
Yes.
So near the close yesterday, it looks like they broke a B point with volume, which means, and I drew some lines to kind of get some targets.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, on 30-minute charts and looking at, say, the SPYs? You know, the ABC for me goes down to like 321, 22-ish.
Let's take a look at this. This is so cool you called, Mark, because I was just going to go over this, okay? Tommy and I were just going to literally go over this even on a daily basis, okay? And I didn't see this when this broke. Let me put this on the 30 again. Cool. Okay, so 30. 1 second. 30. Whoops. Close that. Period. You know, because this is what you got to watch out for today, folks. That's what it comes down to, that even on a daily, that's what's happening. Yeah, no, I see it. I see what you're looking at. So on the SPY, you got what? We got 345.40. 1 second here. Let me see this thing.
You can go all the way from 358, the very high, down to the low of Monday, or what was it, Friday?
Well, so I would take it just from like the high of Friday, which would be what, 345, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
All right, so let's see. You got 345.40.
Down to 333, 334-ish.
Yeah, and then you got 333.86 minus 333.86 gives you 11.50 A to B, and then your C is minus 338 minus 338.06 gets you 326.52.
Okay. Yeah, see, I was going from The second, the high of the second, which was the all-time high.
Okay, 1 second.
Low of Friday.
That's good. Let me hear. I'll back it up once. Oh, no. 6 days. Okay. Oh, man, I see what you're looking at. Oh, man, yeah.
358, 359 down to.
Yeah, so you're starting at 358. 358, right? Yeah,
358.
You can do that. Yep. Minus the, and that's a straight line move, just about as straight as you can get to what, 334.
Yep.
87.
The high, which is 340.
Which is $23 minus the 345.40, 345.40 gets you 321. Yeah. Yeah. And the low is 330. Yeah, that's game.
So anywhere from 321 to 326 seems to be game.
Yeah, it's game. And watch that. That's game, folks, on intraday. And what we'll get today, information-wise, by the end of the day, is that, bottom line is that, right on the daily also, you're going to see this setup. And if we get lighter volume, which I suspect we will, then you could very well be setting up that ABC down. And one of the keys here, let me just look at this for a second, 321. See, because that low that it was established in June is game here now, which would be 396, but then 308 is the high of it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting watching this shake out, man. No doubt. And if that's what we get,
you can do the same thing with the Qs. And with,
they're all out there. That's why when we were bringing up the program, what hasn't happened yet, and it still hasn't happened, and this is what you want to keep your eye on, folks. What hasn't happened is that the NQs haven't got to the bounce of yesterday, which is 11,404. And that's, it's a long way from where we are. It doesn't mean that you can't get there. But if we were going to surge forward, well, the Q's got to do it, man. And if you go look at, like CLAC, if you look at some of the, I'm looking at the semis, because to me, the semis brought the NDX up. If you look at CLAC, you're down to $135. You could look at AMD, I think it's flat. No, it's up 134, so that's not bad. Yeah, I think we'll see how this shakes out, Mark. But my take is that, yeah, the ABC structure is game here, and we'll know.
So I'm just trying to think if we're doing a complex ABC, like what kind of bounce?
That's
how
right.
high can it bounce with that to stay intact? Is that just not going over the highs of Friday?
That would be, so what happens with a complex ABC structure, folks, is that you take out the B point. Let me do this again. So I'm going to go on 30s again, and then go on 8 days. So what happens there is that you get over the B point again, which we did. You don't get an expansion of volume, okay, which even on the 30-minute, we're not getting an expansion of volume, which is pretty cool to look at, actually.
Right.
And that's what makes it a complex one, folks. And so what ends up happening, your ABC is still in place. What tends to happen is that then you're going to look for a failure, and then it's going to go right after the B point once again. And the B point on this one we're talking about is, 334.87. Yeah. Yeah, I think we got game, and, like a couple hours from now, we're really going to, I can picture this market's going to try to make it. I think that's why we went down so dramatically yesterday. It tried 3 times and it couldn't make it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, you're in, and bang, they hit it. Right. So we'll see where this baby shakes out today.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that closing bar from Friday, which had a ton of volume, 16 million shares on the SPYs. See how it handles that if it gets up and closes the gap. So we'll see.
Big time.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Cooking, brother.
Thanks, man.
Excuse me. It's interesting, too, Tom, and now this is where, for all you gold bulls out here and metal bulls, what we have, and this is really intriguing, we got to really watch this like a hawk. So the gold equities, silver equities didn't come down like the market came down. Okay, you had a little pullback. That being said, watch what you have happening out here today. You get all of these equities moving forward in a big way, not in a small way. You get AEM up $2.50. You get volume behind it. They're going after the highs again. That is what tends to happen, by the way, in a market that wants higher price. So what you had that whole sector that didn't get slammed. The gold contract tried to get slammed 2 or 3 times in a row. The sector itself, though, basically it didn't break down. In fact, it only went down slightly. Then when you get any type of bounce, that sector goes dramatic, and the other sectors just don't. So it's really intriguing watching what we have out here today,
Yeah.
Wild.
Pretty crazy.
I know, man.
The S&Ps, man. I mean, last night I did not see the S&Ps at about 6 o'clock. I took a look at them maybe 8 or 9. I said, we're flat. I said, oh, we weren't flat. We were down at 32.95, man, at 6 o'clock. Right. So we're 100 points on the dot above where we were last night, man. Wow.
And that's a big number, and the S&Ps even today are much stronger than the NDX.
Yes.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. You get the Dow up to 463, NASDAQ up 244, S&Ps up 58. Come right back.
Hey folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charted software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials up 443. You get the NASDAQ up 264. S&Ps are up 60. And bottom line is that they've got some action out here, Tom.
We sure do, man. It'll be interesting to see if we hold, right? I mean, we've had some huge moves in both directions the last few days in terms of some pretty decent bounces. In terms of Friday, we had such a great bounce. And then yesterday, we give it all back, plus some. And now we're back to, kind of middle of the day on Friday area in the S&Ps at least. I mean, the S&Ps made it down to 3350 on Friday.
Yes.
So kind of in this area. I mean, the lows of Thursday we're approaching is about 3426. So that'll be an interesting level as we come into that level towards the end of the day on Thursday. But yeah, huge moves, man. 100-point moves in the S&P. And as you said, not quite up to par with maybe some of the tech stocks, but Apple up 4% today. Microsoft shares up 4.2%. Some big moves everywhere, man.
Isn't it hard to comprehend that, because we got a good bounce going yesterday, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whack! It's like, oh my God! I mean, these moves, folks. Okay, the cool thing about these moves is that if you see them, it's always a heads up for later, because it's hard to comprehend. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even when I was saying, Tommy, even when the NASDAQ kept going higher, I says, it always blows my mind how the NASDAQ can just get destroyed. And, of course, then it happened again. And it seemed like it never could, folks. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this a long time. That's how it always seems. Like, okay, It's not going to happen this time. I mean, I was saying it even to myself. Do you know what I'm saying? But I says, yeah, I know, man.
Hey, if there's one thing this market's taught me, hopefully it's taught most of us out there, is that you got to realize that things can happen that you don't think can happen. You know, I mean, that's one thing. No matter how strong your convictions are, no matter how much you may be right, the world is always changing in a pretty dynamic fashion, man. And all we're seeing in this is that everything's accelerating like 100 times faster than it usually is, right?
Yes.
All of these trends are going to occur anyway. Retail was in big trouble. The tech stocks were perfectly positioned to be the giants that they are. It's just happening so quickly, man, that it kind of defies our logic. I mean, even Apple, right? Apple on Friday goes from 122 early in the day, I'm talking about 9:30, down to what's the low? Let's see. The low is 110.89 at 10:30. We are at above 122 just before the close. And I said, man, what a buying opportunity. Maybe you'll never see a 110 in Apple ever again. I mean, it was up like 10% in that one day, right? Well, folks, we saw it last night after the close. And now we're back at 117, man.
And exactly. And that being said, so what happens even when you look at this chart, folks, you get Apple up 460, and that seems like a lot, but the reality is that, guess what? You only get 52 million shares. If this slacks off at all, bottom line is that you haven't got even to the high of yesterday yet. Doesn't mean we won't, but bottom line is that you haven't. And so that's what also gets intriguing. And that's why, like, when you talk percentages so much, it's so important, folks, to talk percentages. It just, it's a clearer understanding, because if you just looked at the market today and say, hey, man, this is really good. I mean, it's a start. But the reality is that it's nothing compared to how we just came down.
Sure. Now, down at that 110, the reason why I was thinking is because, that was a 20% haircut from where Apple was at 138 in 3 days. In 3 days, you were able to buy Apple 20% cheaper than it was the day before, a company like Apple, right?
That's unbelievable.
Now, where it gets dicey is, they came out with their earnings on July 30th, and they crushed it, man. They crushed it in a big way. They came out with a stock split as well, and the stock split really doesn't matter as much, but they had strong earnings. The following day, it traded up to about 105. Next day, maybe it's at 110. So you could make a case, at least, that it was driving that action on real numbers, But that's all the way back at 110. And I was like, everything above there is like just trading on their split, trading on the market, trading on air, and, it's come very far away. But that's what I was looking at as well. Saying, man, it's almost back to like the day after its earnings. At least then you can make a fundamental argument. Okay, well, it popped from 95 to 105 because they did deliver some pretty strong earnings in July. They get the 5G phone cycle coming up. But I don't know how you make that argument when it's at 138, right? Just like I don't know how you make that argument. I mean, similar in Tesla. When Tesla traded on their stock split alone from 270 to 500, what's so amusing is that night when Tesla closed at 500.
Yes. And
no regrets, man, because I don't plan on trying to make a fortune shorting Tesla. Okay.
Right.
It's like, but you could have bought a put for about $18 to $20. Okay. Because I was looking at it. Because I said, man, this is crazy. It just went from 280 to 500. It's a $500 billion company. And it did that on nothing but a stock split. Now, smaller companies can go a little more haywire, right? But I was not envisioning Tesla's going to become $1 trillion to a $2 trillion company on nothing, or either way.
Oh, there's
it would have
no
been
doubt.
a great.
If we go back, listen, I remember it very clearly. If you go back, folks, and listen to the show that morning, that was the first time that. Not only in your voice, but you made it clear you weren't going to do it, but you also made it clear that, hey, listen, man, you got to look. You can look at these options right now.
For the first time, I actually looked at it to see what it would cost me, right? And I said, you know what, though, I don't want to pay $20 because that's too much.
No,
you know what I mean?
I get it.
And it was correctly priced, obviously, because the stock traded down, $100 in 2 days.
Right. It's pretty wild, isn't it?
It is, and that's how your mind wants to be thinking when we're talking about options, though. It's risk reward. And a stock like Tesla, man, there's probably been 1 million people who made a very reasonable argument like I just made.
Oh, yeah.
Who've been wrong over the last year or two, that it just keeps going up. So I'm not going to play that game. But you want to be looking at it, man, because if it had been $5, $10, $15, I said, maybe that's worth a shot for the week. Yeah. $20 risk reward. There's nothing to say that $20 doesn't disappear when the stock goes to $5.50 the next day.
Listen, there's no doubt. I mean, in my own head, mental calisthenics. Okay, I think I did that at 300.
Exactly.
I probably did it at 250, 300, 325. Exactly. And then I remember I said I said I just got it off my screen. I said because I was so glad that I just wasn't involved in it.
I agree. I don't want the stress of having to be the guy that's short Tesla as it goes up for no reason, because there's plenty of people in that spot, and it's a tough spot, man.
It's a tough. And the long ball game. This is what my take is, on folks. What happens on that is that yes, you might have just made a fortune, but on the long ball game, that is not a long ball game, because
I agree.
Yeah, it's just it's a different risk dramatically than that reward.
But you know what? Elon Musk was on the same wavelength, man, because he was out there saying, "How can I sell this company short?" And he said, "Well, we can sell shares right into the public."
I know.
He said,
how cool is that, right? I can't wait to see what they took in, man. I hope they took in something.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
if he wanted to get it done, he should have, right? Because, he's aware of what we're talking about, man, as well. So he wouldn't have said, "Let's see how things fare out." He would have said, "Let's
sell
go.
As
let's
much
get
as
it going.
you can at 500.
Yeah, fire the
God
paperwork.
bless me.
Let's go."
Yeah, totally. I got $5 billion, and I only raised $10 billion. I believe it took him 10 years to raise $10 billion. He could raise $5 billion in 30 seconds.
Amazing,
right?
man. Amazing.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials up 456, Nasdaq's up 270, S&Ps are up 60. You get gold up $13, silver's up 8 cents, and King Dollar just can't handle it, man. Down 277, 93, 167. Tommy and I are coming right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com. educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow. Dow's up 460, Nasdaq's up 271, S&Ps are up 60. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Teddy Cakestad, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. You can reach Teddy, folks, every trading day at forex-trading-unlock.com. That's forex-trading-unlock.com. Teddy Cakestad, what's going on, brother?
Tommy, good morning. I hope you guys had a good Labor Day weekend.
We did.
Morning, Teddy. Definitely, man.
So we have some interesting things. Remember last week when we talked? Since then, the dollar had a nice rally, and today it's kind of turning around. But I think it's going to be a dead cat bounce for the other currencies versus the dollar shaping up right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was the first day. It was a minus swing, but yesterday was the first day that it took it out, and gave it up in spades this morning. That, 93, 473, man.
Right, absolutely. And I think it's a reaction to what's going on with the stock market. Now, remember we said we had some head and shoulders patterns forming up in the European currencies, and we were talking about the pound maybe breaking out and proving us wrong on that formation. Well, the pound did, but it made a higher move high, and since then has made a lower move low. So it had a really big shakeup as far as direction with the dollar rally that happened since we talked last week.
Okay.
But the other currencies didn't quite move as much. They're kind of holding that pattern, and I think that's why I'm saying we're going to have a dead cat bounce right now. You've had a big sell-off in the S&Ps. The interest rates have started to go back up towards their highs again from the 2-year to the 30-year, but they're kind of wedging. I mean, that's the only thing they can do. And gold, which you watch, I can't, every day, that's wedging also. That really hasn't broken out to the upside or the downside over the past week and a half. So that tells me that the dollar definitely is in play right now.
Yes.
And I think that what we're seeing is, like today, it's a reaction to the rally that had been going on since we talked last week. So right now, I think it's only going to be a short-term profit-taking move, meaning that you'll see the pound stabilize, maybe rally for the next day or two. But the low that was set yesterday, and also meaning the high in the dollar versus other currencies, or the lows, for the other currencies, I would key off of that level in all those currencies, no matter whether it's the Aussie, the New Zealand, the pound, the euro, the Swiss, doesn't matter what it is. That's going to be your key pivot breakout point. And I think that we're going to see over the next week probably dollar weakness, and then when we see the next break, meaning dollar rally, I think that's really going to accelerate the dollar and break the other currencies, because we have what's going on right now. If you look at in the globe, we're finally showing that we're coming out of the coronavirus thing. Remember, the lockdowns caused all kinds of different businesses to readjust and what have you. We're now in a point where for the past couple months things are back online. And I think you're seeing it like in the bubble stocks, like Tesla. Besides General Motors coming out and endorsing their major, competitor, Nikola, whatever, there's going to be a war in the car world, But you got to remember, General Motors and Ford, they had to fix all their manufacturing facilities to make masks and shields and things like that. They're still defense contractor companies. Tesla's not. They kept making cars during the coronavirus.
Right.
You know, so they're set up for 2021. You know, GM is looking at a shortfall for models. That's why they're talking about 2022 already. That's what they're planning for. They're not planning for 2021. They're planning for 2022.
You know what I'm trying to figure out, Teddy? Now, this is pretty wild, particularly because I'm in the gold market too. But looking at the dollar, right? You know, that was the first bounce that we got on the dollar, and the market got devastated.
Right.
3-day
Absolutely.
bounce. So it's like, okay, are we back on this deal that, you know, when you look at the broad market, folks, and you look at where the dollar's gone, we've just gone nowhere but down. So I'm really looking, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, are you kidding me? So if the dollar goes up, is that correlation going to be that the market goes out of its mind? You know, because the yin and yang for me, folks, would be that, yeah, I'm thinking that the market wants to go south and gold wants to go north. But the reality is that if the dollar goes up, gold's not going to go north, man.
Right. Well, that's what I think. I think gold is going to stay stable. I think the dollar over the next couple of months is going to start to be a bull. And I think that the equity markets, I mean, you know, I was in the S&Ps for 20 years. This sell-off that started last week, that was quite a sell-off.
Yes.
You know, I mean, and the fact that Tesla was rejected by the S&Ps, the Dow had to put Apple into it. Now, the Dow has an artificial floor because they keep on, whenever they remove a stock and put a new one in, it's because of the value. So you're holding up that index. You can't do that with the S&P 500. With the Dow, you can do that, you know. So that's remember we were talking about divergence a couple weeks ago about how the currencies are starting to show this. And I think that that's what we're seeing now is that divergence. We're starting to see that ripple effect where the dollar is starting to become something of value once again. I mean, it got hammered over the summer. I mean, we were dollar bearers talking going into the springtime and going into the summer. I didn't think it was going to just like be a one-way trade the way it was from July into August like it was. You know, there was no relief whatsoever.
Right. There's no doubt. I'm still struggling. I mean, I think the dollar's still going to go to 88, but that's what my struggle is. What I talked, you know, to you and Tommy about, meaning the aspect that, man, this is going to be pretty wild. Is that if that's the case, and the correlation is back on, because what has happened, folks, over the course of years, the correlation goes back on and off. You know what I mean? Sometimes the market likes a strong dollar, sometimes it doesn't. But when I saw 3 days that the dollar bounces, the market gets freaking devastated. The one day the dollar didn't hold today, and you get the S&Ps up 57. It's like, okay, man,
the dollar became flight to quality last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeing. And that's why I think we're going to have a dead cat bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like, so today's retracement now where we're seeing, I think it's going to be profit taking. I can see the dollar under pressure for the next, maybe into the rest of the week, you know, but as we head into next week and we have rollover coming up for the futures, so it means we have futures and options expiration for the derivatives, we have option expiration for the equities, and coming into it's the perfect storm, you know, to chew up all those different option spreads, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that we're going to see, and also Bitcoin of all things, you know, I was watching, remember how I was talking about the head and shoulders and the currencies?
Okay.
The sell-off in Bitcoin, that was a major head and shoulders that obviously it happened over the past few days. Now it's kind of basing because, you know, they're open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you know. So, but I think that that's also an indication about dollar strength because all the whales obviously took profits in Bitcoin and also took profits in Tesla and some of your bigger stocks, you know. So as that money comes off the table, we're heading into an election. Are you willing to gamble on a rally or a break in the stock market right now going into October and November? You know, I mean, I don't know. I think that if you bought the bounce and made any money this year, you're going to be very hesitant about the next couple of months, you know, and it's not a political thing. It's just a matter of it's an election year, you know.
Oh, yeah, listen, Tommy and I were talking about this the other day. I said to him, election night, I don't think I want to be long or short.
Right. No. You know? I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. And I think the premium will be too high to you can trade even spreads. You know, I think it'll be a total just a zero-sum situation and wait until the next day, you know, without a doubt. You know, and look at how oil started to come back. We haven't had a move in oil in 2 months. It looked like a 2-year note. I mean, it was just going flatline on its high, you know, not going anywhere. Now we've had a sell-off. You know, so I think that we're getting these inklings now that the dollar is actually moving. Before it was a bear, so it was easy to buy the stock market, buy this, buy that, you know. I mean, and now, you know, and I hate to say it too, it's like, you know, it's kind of funny. I ran into an old trader from the Board of Trade. I'm like, the one thing I learned this summer was the word derecho, you know. I mean, if you saw how corn moved after that storm system came through the Midwest a couple months ago. But that's also rocking the markets. We got rain now. That's going to be good. The CRV should hold. You know,
listen, folks, you can reach Teddy every trading day at Forex-Trading Unlocked. Teddy, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, guys.
Stay right
Thanks,
there.
Teddy.
Come right
Back
back,
in the day,
folks.
I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 396, Nasdaq's up 262, S&Ps are up 54. And, hey, Tom, we'll see where this baby's going, man.
We sure will, man. Hey, I want to touch on real quick. Do you see the headline? I talked about a little bit in my show that just the FANG stocks alone had lost more than $1 trillion in market cap, man.
And we didn't even start talking $1 trillion to, what, a year ago, right?
Yeah, no single company was worth $1 trillion until like a year or two ago, I believe, somewhere in that ballpark, pretty recent. And it, Apple alone, it was $325 billion. I got a Microsoft 219, Amazon 191, Google, 135 billion, Tesla at 109, and Facebook at 89, man. And that's real money, man. That's real money that people have in their 401k, right? Let alone their investments. That's money that disappeared, $1 trillion, and it's worldwide wealth. It's not just American wealth. You know, it's obviously international investors in companies like that, but pretty remarkable when that just disappears in 72 hours of trading, man.
It's incomprehensible almost.
Now the other side of that is how many times has that value came out of thin air?
That's right.
That I mean, we hear about there's more millionaire 401k accounts in Fidelity than ever before. That type of stuff. So if you're out there, folks, and you're right near your retirement, you're taking money out of that on a yearly basis. Maybe you're nearing an older age, something like that. Be careful of these valuations. There's nothing wrong with selling some stock, man.
Well, one of my buddies down in St. Pete that is in the real estate business also, he says to me 2 weeks ago, right? He says, "You know how you make money, Tom, right?" I says, "How?" He says, "In Vegas, what do? They go to the cashier's window."
That's right, man. That's right. You can't make money if you never sell, man.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Totally.
Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. Then we got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Go get him, folks.